Record on the cloud. Awesome. So with all of that being said, guys, we got started with the company, and in our first 90 days, we hit the rank of diamond. And then from there, we built a massive organization here within our first 14 months or 15 months with the company. And it's all due to the training and the support and the system that we're going to lay out for you guys today. Okay. But before we do that, I always like to start here and talk about determining your motivation. Okay, so first off, I want you to ask yourself, why did you join Viseo? You know, when you think about it, guys, from March 1st to April 1st, our world has been turned upside down, literally completely changed. We are living history right now. I was telling my daughter, Rebecca, when she's 40, she's going to be able to reflect back and talk to her kids like she lived through the Depression, right? I remember speaking to my grandparents, and I would say, Nana, what was it like? Or Papa, what was it like when you were this, that, and the other? We're going to be able to say that because we're going through something we've never been through ever before. So I want to say this. If you are seeing Viseo now, or you're in Viseo right now, I promise your motivation, your why has probably evolved. It's probably changed. Where some of you guys got started with Viseo 6 months ago, and the why, the reason was because, yeah, you know, makes sense. Why would I not be in CBD, right? You know, I have been saying this for a while. When your should becomes a need, right? It's a different story. What do I mean by that? I know that there's people who have gotten started with Viseo maybe 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and they said, man, I should be in CBD. I should, right, be in this particular boom. I keep getting texts, so let me find out what's going on. Okay, so with I should be in the CBD space. Now those people are saying I need to be in the CBD space. You see the dynamic there? You see how that changes, guys? And I say that because I want you to spend some time today and sit down and write down, why did you join Viseo? And listen, who's going to be impacted by that decision to build Viseo? You know, guys, I'm going to go online later, and I'm doing a Facebook Live, and I'm talking about, you know, 6.6 million people were just laid off. Guys, that's not something to take lightly. That's horrific, especially because many people are not in a position, and many people are not in a place where they can survive for very long without having income. So with all of that being said, guys, I really think it's important that we understand that, okay? Now, here's what I will tell you. You will find opposition. There will be people who say no. There will be people who say, you know what, this is not for me. Or there will be people who come against you and say, what are you doing? This is the worst time in the world for you to get into a pyramid. By the way, guys, in 2020, when somebody says to me, oh, that's a scheme or a scam or a pyramid, I laugh. I tell them, listen, we're selling real estate on the moon. We're having a webinar tonight. You know, you might want to join, right? I'm being sarcastic and kind of being a little bit of a butt there. But listen, guys, this is not a scam. It's not a scheme. You're selling products. You're building a team of people who sell products. But I want you to be empowered when I say to you, you will find opposition. Okay. Now, with that being said, your motivation is your secret weapon. I think right now, there's many of us that are finding this newfound motivation, this newfound why. And you know what that why is? It's fear, right? And I'm trying to just share my heart with you guys this afternoon, because this is our team, right? These are our people, right? And so this is what I'll tell you, okay? A lot of times people are stirred to action more for fear. Maybe it's fear of missing out than they are for the opportunity to gain. Meaning 6 months ago, some people were toying around with their business. Yeah, it's cool. You know why? Because I always laugh, you know, because I've been there. When people are fat and happy, when there's tons of money and the business is great and every weekend is just drinks and, you know, mimosas and brunch, you can't get them to act. The second that financial belt starts to tighten up, the noose starts to, the vice grips start to get a little tighter. All of a sudden people want to start doing work, right? And so You have to ask yourself, what do I need out of the sale, right? It'll help you to survive the emotional roller coaster. Guys, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, and there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And here, let me tell you, it will never stop. Even as a diamond, even as a black diamond, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be times where you're so excited. Literally, in 15 minutes, you can do this. You can go up, down, and then back up in 15 minutes. If you know you can go up, down, and back up in 15 minutes, shoot 10 minutes. Type an amen in the chat just so that you can give some assurance to somebody who might be new that they're not the only one going through the emotional roller coaster. Look at all the amens coming. I feel like I'm at church, right? If you know you can go up, down, and back up in 15 minutes in this business, throw me an amen. And I promise you there's people who don't know how to chat in there yet, so otherwise it'd probably be more, okay? So there's ups and downs, guys. But the best advice I could tell you is this. Just like when you're on a scary roller coaster, make sure they push that thing all the way down. Make sure it's nice and tight. Put your hands up and enjoy the ride because you're never going to get away from it. But guys, that's the way life is. Anything worth having is worth working for. Anytime you get anything in life that is worth it, you can look back and you had to grind for it, okay? But here's the last thing that I'm going to say, guys. Erase the quit option. Many years ago, and this is just an example, okay, so don't shoot me. And when I share the example or when I finish it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Many years ago, my wife and I went to marriage counseling before we got married. And the pastor said something to me that really resonated with us. And I've always applied it into my entrepreneurial endeavors. He said, Mario, if the word divorce doesn't even exist, right? If it doesn't exist, then that door will not be a door, it's a wall, right? And if there's no door there, then things can never get so bad in your marriage that you'll take that exit strategy. Now, this is not to say, guys, hey, listen, I'm not here to tell you if you got a divorce, you're going through divorce. That's not the point. What I'm trying to say is we erased the divorce option in our marriage. And so no matter what has happened, it's never been an option. So we've always tried to figure out a way to fight through it. Same rule applies here. The person who says, listen, I'm gonna try this thing out for a month. The person who says, I'm going to try this thing out for a year has already failed. It's kind of like standing at the altar and saying, do you take this person for A, B, C, yes, ups and downs, sickness and health, and yada, yada, yada. Forever, do you vow to this person? And you go, like 95%. And you look at your spouse and you're like, hey, I'm just being real, right? See, that's the idea. If you have a quit option, you will take it. If there is no quit option, right, then you will figure it out. This is the reason, and I'm just sharing my heart with you, and I promise we're going to get into the training right now, but I think right now more than ever, some of you guys need to hear something right here and right here, okay? If you have a quit option, you will take it. And so I want you guys to understand right now, some of you guys need to burn the ships. I remember there was a space and a place in my entrepreneurial journey where I literally said to my wife, we've gone too far and there's no turning back. When there's no turning back in anything in your life, you've got to figure it out or die. See, for me, I had been down this road as an entrepreneur that I couldn't turn around. I couldn't turn around because there was no way. Think about this. Here's another great example. If any of you guys have ever heard of this, you know, when you fly from California, okay, to Hawaii, your plane doesn't have enough fuel to go halfway and come back. There's a point of no return. So, you know, you have to get to a certain point. If something happened, they could turn around. If you pass this point and they turned around, you'd all die because there wouldn't be enough fuel to get back. Also, though, if you're not focused, if they're 1 degree off, by the time they get to Hawaii, they'll miss it by 500 miles. Very important. Guys, you have to ask yourself, I have to get past the point where there's no more turning back. Think about this. This is why, and one final point before we move on, this is why I always press you and encourage you to buy the biggest package ever. Even if it's Mario, I could do the 800 right now and be a little, okay. I could probably do the 15, but I'm going to have to eat like top ramen for the next 2 weeks. I'd tell you to do the 1500, the foundation pack, and eat top ramen for the next 2 weeks. Because if it hurts you, if you got some pain, you're going to pay attention. $250, well, that's a lot of money, especially now for some people. 250 bucks, let's be honest, we've all gone somewhere and spent $250 on a great meal. Right? And then you're driving home, you're like, oh my God, that was so great. But dude, did we spend $250? Oh my gosh. But you want to change your life. You want to create a business that's going to take care of your family. But you only want to be in the game 250 bucks. So here's what I tell people. If you're easy in, easy out. Easy in, easy out. So right now, maybe you're sitting here with the 250 option and you're like, Mario, that's the only thing I can afford. Praise God, more power to you. I'm talking to the person who's still dipping their toe in. I'm talking to the person right now who mentally is dipping their toe in, who has not passed the point of no return, okay? So let's get our minds right, because ultimately, guys, we have an opportunity right now with Viseo to literally change your life forever. I heard a speaker say this morning, in times like this, you only got 3 options, and that's it. Hide, complain, or do something about it. That's it. You got 3 options. Hide, complain, or do something about it. It's one of those times in life where it's going to be hard for everybody. There's not going to be many people you can call and borrow money from. The government's printing money like nobody's business. Cry about it, hide, or do something about it. I'm thankful you're on, because that means you want to do something about it, and I'm here with you, okay, guys? So let's talk about the importance of a system. See, guys, our system is everything. A system is a system or a procedure, right? A process, method, or course of action designed to achieve a specific result. So let's talk about that again. Why is a system so important? Because it's a process, a method, a course of action designed to achieve a specific result. Now, I don't know how I went on to mute. Okay, am I back, guys? That was weird. All right, so a system, guys, is designed, right, and it allows for duplication and expansion on a part-time basis, okay? What do I mean by that? Listen, all it takes is 2 people. Literally, all it takes is 2 people. 1 person on your right and 1 person on your left. And then we do the same with them. And then we do the same with them. But what happens, guys, is if done properly, those 2 people can turn into millions because it duplicates and it's simple. Guys, if our system revolved around all of you having the same skill set as me, most people wouldn't be able to do that. Not because I'm anybody special, just because I'm 10 years down the road in this profession, right? Just like some of you guys, right? Like I see David and Cassie Watt is on, right? David and Cassie have run a construction company for many years. I don't know squat about construction, right? So they're the experts in that field. But in this field, I know exactly how to build you out a massive business. It also helps you to be confident in your ability to build a business. See, when somebody says to me, Mario, I don't have a lot of time. By the way, who's going to say that to you now? Time is all we got, right? I keep telling my leadership team, you're either going to punch, your thumbs are either going to be working punching the remote, or they're going to be working punching your phone, but your thumbs are going to be working, right? So everybody's got time. But even if you didn't, even if you're still the person that's still at work, or you're working from home and now you are a stay-at-home mom that's doing homeschool, right? How many of you guys are realizing that, man, homeschool is no joke, right? And these kids are crazy. I can't do the business because I have homeschool. Well, guess what? Homeschool, even though that's a real thing that you need to accomplish, homeschooling the kids won't be an excuse that the electric bill will allow you to give. Well, listen, I can't pay because I had to homeschool. Yeah, the water, can you keep it on because I had to homeschool, right? So with that being said, if you allow us to build out and duplicate your business, then you're going to be getting people on your team, and that's where leverage comes into play. And when you get leveraged income, it'll change your life. To me, the system is everything. It's the only one place outside of going to our conventions that I will just dig my heels in. I've literally told people, if you're not willing to follow the system, don't even start, because you're going to waste your time. You're going to waste our time. Ultimately, you're going to walk away. You're going to say, Viseo doesn't work, which we know is not true. You just didn't want to follow the system. So let's save everybody the heartache. That's how confident I am in our system. So our system, guys, is 3 steps. Very simple. Number 1, complete your 101 training at the UCrewNation.com within 24 hours. Number 2, we jump on a game plan call. Number 3, share and connect systems. Stay connected, okay? So let's break each one of those down. So your UCrew Nation 101 training will be given to you in your diamond text. So when you get started, you'll get put on a regular SMS or iMessage group text with a bunch of people you don't know. Okay, a lot of people from Florida, all of us California people are like, what is 904? That's Florida. So we got a lot of leaders in Florida as well. So in that text, all of the people in that group are your direct uplines that are there and certified to help you. But it's going to get you the login credentials for your 101 training, okay? Now, next thing it's going to do, it's going to teach you the fundamentals. So we want you to do that 101 training within 24 hours. So you get started, 24 hours later you do that 101 training, okay? Now, it's going to teach you product knowledge. It's going to teach you compensation, recruiting method, why and how. It's going to teach you how to develop your why and your goals. Believe it or not, guys, people don't even know how to schedule goals or create goals. Let me give you an example, just a little tweak, okay? I want to lose 10 pounds is very different from I want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. See how that's very different. Oh, I want to lose 10 pounds in 2020. How many of you guys had fitness goals? Don't raise your hand because I don't want anybody to feel bad. How many of you had fitness goals in 2020? Where are they now? Oh, well, Mario, it's the coronavirus. Okay, fine. I know it's hard to lift still, go to the gym. But listen, we're going to teach you actually how to create real goals. We're going to teach you how to develop a real why, which is your determining factor on why you're going to do this business. Now, the second thing, after you do that game plan call, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the diamond text. Remember, the diamond text is basically that group message with all of your leaders. And you're going to say, hey, guys, I finished my training. And somebody in there is going to say, hey, I got you. Let's do a game plan call. Well, what happens on your game plan call, okay? So, by the way, when you've done your one-on-one training and your game plan call, during those 2 times, you still have not talked to anybody. You still have not reached out to anybody, okay? So now first thing we do is we say, okay, listen, I see Anna Juarez on here. Okay, so Anna, we get on the call. First thing I do is say, timeout. What questions do you have? You just did your training. Is there clarification? Is there questions? Better understanding? What do you need from me, okay? Second thing, we're going to go over some to-dos, okay? Very, very important. Write this down right now. If you're new, make sure you have your LCP set up at least 80 CV. What is LCP? LCP is a fancy word for your auto purchase every month. Why would I have to purchase a product every month? Well, first off, that's how our business works, okay? If you want to continue to have a business, you want to continue to build a business, okay, you have to make sure every 30 days you purchase at least $100 worth of product, okay? It's very important. Now, why? Well, listen, I'll give you an example that I gave this morning. I have a brand new person that just enrolled on my team, and I put her on my right leg. Right after that, I put in another person and another person, and those 3 people under her are not from her. They came from me, okay? Now, those 3 people have already started building a business. And when she looked, she said, man, my right leg has like 2,700 points. Now, we know that those points she can get paid off of. So let's say in her first 30 days, those guys got to work, and those 27 points turned into 27,000 points. In 30 days, if she doesn't make her purchase those 27,000 points, which, by the way, 27,000 points at 10% is about $2,700, but almost $3,000 in a bonus. If she doesn't make her purchase, when she logs back in, that right leg still has the people there, but those points now show 0. That's huge. She just lost $2,700 because she didn't want to make a $100 purchase. Well, Mario, why do we have to do that? Because all business has monthly expenses. It's just business. The beautiful thing about our business is you're buying a product that you take that makes you feel wonderful. And even if you don't, buy the product and then sell it to somebody. So you're offsetting your overhead expenses. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making sure that there's a massive push for everybody to set up their LCP, because here's what I can't do. She can't call me and say, Mario, oh my gosh, I forgot to make my purchase and I lost 27,000 points. Can you get them back? No. Guys, I have people on my team right now. I have people on here that I can see because they got started and a team built under them. I know people on here right now that have 1,000,000+ points at 10%, which is what we get paid on the binary. 1,000,000 points is $100,000 of commissions waiting for you to get paid on. But you didn't want to make a purchase of $100 cream. I can't believe it. Right? I had a business mentor. He always used to say in those situations, he goes, ladies and gentlemen, they walk among us. I can't figure that math. I lose $100,000 in commissions because I didn't want to buy a product that I love for $100, right? So that said, guys, okay, now, goals. Your goals that we're going to set are this, okay? Within 72 hours of your game plan call, that's 3 days, you want to reach out to at least 40 people, okay? Now, couple of things about who we're reaching out to. When you look at your network of people, always start with the most successful people. What I've learned in doing this business for over 10 years now, the most successful people have the most open minds, right? So when I go through our presentation, how many of those goals are above own businesses? But most of us are afraid to call our friends who own businesses. It's crazy. People who own businesses understand certain concepts. It takes money to make money. Well, if I've only ever had a job, right? I had this guy tell me one time, Mario, I make it a point to never do anything that I have to pay money for. And I'm like, so you're never going to open up a business? I don't know any business you don't have to pay money for, right? My uncle, you guys may have heard me share this, he owns a very successful granite countertop business out in Texas. Does about $4 million a year in revenue. His overhead is $33,000 a month. Ours is $100. When you say that to a business owner, $33,000 a month, rent, trucks, insurance, payroll, all this liability, or $100 a month, put it in your mouth, duh, they jump in all the time. So the most successful people usually have the most open minds, okay? Exactly. $100 is nothing. Jen Burleson, another gym owner, business owner, right? So the idea is we're going to help you to reach out to 40 people at least. Now, if you want to make more money, reach out to more. When I got started, a lot of people asked me, Mario, how did you enroll 32 people in your first 30 days? I reached out to over 250 people, right? All walks of life, all backgrounds, all socioeconomic, levels. I didn't care. If you had a pulse and I knew you, I hit you up because I'm a fisherman. I don't get mad at the fish that bite. I'm just looking for the fish that don't bite. I'm just looking for the fish that bite. So in your first 72 hours, you're going to reach out to 40 people. Okay. Now, because CBD and online business are so hot. See, for the first 14 months, what did we say? Because CBD is so hot. Now we've actually added an additional level. Because CBD and online business are so hot because of where we're at right now, okay? Because of where we are right now, people are jumping like crazy. We used to say 40 texts, 15 calls. I'd say it's 40 texts, closer to 20 calls, okay? 40 texts, 20 calls, people are gonna get on the phone with you. You get them on a connect call, or you get them on a Zoom like this, people are starting, okay? Next thing we do is we make sure everybody stays plugged in, okay? Every Tuesday night, we have a training call on Zoom, right, with Ricky and Francoise. Actually, by the way, this Tuesday night, I'm the one doing the training, so make sure you log in and support me, laugh at my jokes, okay? Every Saturday for now, okay, we're doing our team training, which is what we're on right now, at 1 o'clock Pacific. Every Saturday, we're doing a 12 o'clock Pacific opportunity webinar, and then at 9 o'clock, the company does a call. And then Sunday nights right now, Dallin is doing life lessons where he literally just shares wisdom and talks into people. Make sure you're on not only the UCrew Nation Facebook page, we actually recently opened a UCrew Movement Facebook page. So stay plugged into that and make sure you're on WhatsApp. Now, top 10 people. This is really for our new people, okay? Everybody has 5 to 10 people they want to see the business ASAP, guys. We want you to get them on in front of the business fast, like right now. Your goal should be to get as many people in front of us as possible, okay? Because success loves speed in this industry. Once you get them on a call, guys, they're more likely to come to your launch party. What's a launch party? A lot of people would say, Mario, listen, I want to get started. Can I have a Zoom this Tuesday at 6 just for my people? Sure. Okay, so if you get people on the call first, then get them on that launch party. It's very, very important, very good. Now, Share and Connect system. We're not looking for salespeople, okay? We want you guys to be professional fishermen, professional fisherwomen, okay? Put the bait on the line and throw it in the water. Guys, people are hungry, okay? People are hungry, okay? No, let me see. Somebody's saying that you have somebody in the waiting room? No, it hasn't given me a prompt, Megan. Nobody's in the waiting room. I get a prompt when that happens. So if you've been in the business for a while, this is what I want you to understand. I want you to act as if today you just got started and go back and be brand new. Here's why, because the dynamic outside is brand new. I just watched a 10-year-old little boy walk by my house right now with a mask on. He's walking his dog. Everything is brand new. 6.6 million people applied for unemployment last week, and they have a $500 credit card sitting somewhere, and they're ready to go make some money. And they're just waiting for you to call them. Don't prejudge anybody, okay? We will teach you to leverage the excitement and the buzz surrounding CBD. See, notice I didn't even updated this yet. CBD and online business. If you haven't got the updated scripts, I'm going to send them out to you, okay? Introduce your network to the leaders on connect calls and launch parties. We do all the heavy lifting, okay? That should excite you. If you're new, you should be excited. Like, look, they're going to do all the work. I just got to get them in front of you, okay? Invite people to your launch party or set up connect calls. Be a sorter, not a seller. Very important. This is where that mental game comes in again. One of the #1 reason why people who are brand new fail is because you're so tied up in the answers and the reactions of your people, right? I had a gal yesterday say, or earlier today, she said, Mario, you know, what if you don't know a lot of people? And I said, oh, everybody knows a lot of people. There's no shortage of people, okay? But, okay, what I will tell you is that what happens is, hold on. Sorry. What happens is a lot of you guys, you don't know anybody that you think will do the business. See, that's a difference maker. You're like, oh, I don't know anybody. Yeah, you do know people. You just don't know anybody that you think will do the business, okay? I'm here to tell you guys, we just signed up a former NFL head coach. I mean, we've been signing up business owners left and right. Everybody you know is out there. So your job, I always say, like, if you get a deck of cards, right? Okay, let's say this is a deck of cards. Let's say there's 50 cards in this deck. And if I was telling somebody yesterday, I remember who, if it was you, I think if it was you and we had this conversation, let me know. It was Anna, right? Okay. If there was a deck of 52 cards and I said, Anna, you've got 30 seconds to find 4 aces and I'm going to give you 10 grand. Would she go like this? I don't know. Is this an ace? Nope. She flying through that thing. That's what you guys do in this business. I say, hey, Dr. Heather, in 30 days, let's go find 4 aces. What's 4 aces? 4 aces is your 4x4 bonus. In 30 days, let's go find 4 aces. So you pick up the phone and you call, oh, it's a Jack, right? Okay. Hey, Jack, are you sure you're not an ace? No. Are you sure you don't want to take a look at network marketing? No. Well, we just won the top 50 healthcare companies. No. Are you sure? Well, that's weed. No, it's not. Let me send you all kinds of information. It's CBD. Instead of just going, hey, are you interested? No. Hey, are you interested? No. Hey, are you interested? No. Hey, are you interested? Oh, cool. Got one. Hey, are you interested? No. Hey, are you interested? No. That's all you've got to do, guys. 6.6 million people are out of work, and you're worried about this guy trying to convince him if this is weed or not. They walk among us. Okay, so sorry to get fired up, but I'm trying to get in the trenches for you guys, man. I'm trying to be hard for you guys. I've been working 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every single day being available. There is no amount of talking I'm not willing to do on your behalf, okay? But you got to put to action. Be scared, complain, or do something about it, okay? So now, we always talk about a product. Guys, we're going to talk about Eternal. By the way, how many of you guys were on Jesus Guerrero's training the other night? I know we jumped off. We fell off the Facebook Live like 10 times. So want to get you an update. Jesus and I, so Luis, just so you know, Jesus Guerrero is a 30-year clinical pharmacist. One of my best friends out of Southern California. He and I did a training the other night on what we call the Fortify Pack. The Fortify Pack is a special pack that the company put together, which is Core Complete, Detox, which is Detox, Eternal, and I believe it is CBD. Can't remember which the other one was. And he did a training on it, but specifically, he talked about glutathione, okay? Glutathione is insane. So with that being said, oh, it's Renew. That's right, Renew. Not CBD, it's Renew. Check this out, guys. He and I already have it on the books. This Tuesday, we're going to get together. We're not making it public. He and I are going to get on together. I'm going to record it. We're going to redo the whole thing. And then we're going to put it up on the YouTube channel so you guys can have it. But he talked about why. Okay, if you know Jesus, you know he's kind of he's not an aggressive guy. He's not like me, right? Right? Jesus is kind of like a calm, collected, one of those guys that never get too high, never get too low. He's a doctor, okay? On that call, if you recall, he said, listen, go farther than you normally would. Don't be afraid to kind of piss someone off. Go as hard as you can because this is life and death. Guys, Eternal is amazing. Listen, it's liposomal, so it gets 80 to 95% in your bloodstream, okay? But check this out. This here is insane. Look at what glutathione does. Okay, glutathione is the most important cellular defense that allows the body to prevent and fight infections and diseases. Glutathione plays critical roles in the immune response, DNA repair, and the detoxification process that neutralizes drugs, chemicals, radiation, metabolic waste, beats down viruses, and reduces toxins and carcinogens that are increasingly present in our environment. Why is that important, guys? Because this is our body's natural defense already against infections and diseases. You guys know that anybody out there is worried about infections and diseases and viruses? People need our products, guys. And so we have an awesome opportunity to get an incredible product. Now, does that mean that we change everything up and we go and sell products? No, that's not what I'm saying. We have a turnkey system. But what I'm saying is that when you follow our system and reach out to somebody, the reason I could reach out and say what I need to say with all certainty, with all conviction, with all power, with all love, is because I believe in what we have. You truly are bringing people something they absolutely need. This is a necessity. And you have to have that posture because then it's going to allow you to reach out to the business owners that you know. Speaking of one, okay, we're going to bring on Corinn Noske here, and I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly. Let me find her so I can unmute her real quick. And I'm hoping that you guys can find, hold on, where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? Corinn, can you hear me, girl?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So I'm going to unpause the screen so I can find you, and I'm going to highlight your video. Can you guys all see Corinn now on the video? Awesome. Okay, guys, check this out. Let me just briefly share with you. So Corinn's a silver with our team. I believe she's going to hit gold by the end of this weekend, though, by the way. Just saying. And just a powerhouse of a lady. She's had a tremendous success in business, and I'm gonna let her share her a little bit of a backstory. So Corinn, tell us, before you got to Viseo, before you kind of locked in with us, who are you? What's your journey? What have you achieved? I know you, so I know you're not this person, but I want you to kind of like toot your own horn a little, because I feel like people need to know who you are.
Okay. So first of all glory to God, because I'm a faithful believer in Jesus Christ. And I promise you I wouldn't be here today. I certainly wouldn't have a business or any sort of connections with the people I do if it weren't for him. So that's the first thing I must say, is that is the strength. That's the rock I stand on every single day. Now, to tell you a little bit more about me and what I've done accomplishment wise here on this earth. I started out working when I was very young. I was 14 years old when I had my first job. And that's because my mom needed to put food on the table. Now, my mom worked 70 hours a week, but that was just to pay the rent. So my job was to work to make the money for the groceries. And that was when I started working at 14. And what I found out about myself is that I really love to work. Because if you're not producing, you don't have that momentum of creation, which truly gives you joy. So that's the first time I started my career in the working world. And as I eventually grew up, I went through some challenges in my life, but here I am today sitting inside of my $1 million medical spa, and there's nobody here. And so that is a huge wake-up call for me. I built a business from the ground floor up all the way to $1 million in just 18 months. So I started out in the back of a chiropractic office, just me and my one machine. It was called CryoSkin, and it's a fat melting device. And I'm a medical esthetician, so I went to school for a year to get my esthetician's license, and I went for twice as many hours as a normal esthetician went for, because I love to learn. And so I put myself through school with a 1-year-old baby, and I worked 2 jobs in order to get my esthetician's license. And so I did that in 2014, and that put me here in Jacksonville. I moved to Jacksonville in 2014, and I started building my career. And I started working with clients and building a network. And now, fast forward almost 6 years, I guess 6 years later now, I have a network of a lot of people that I've built in my community that look up to me and they trust me. And so, with the help of some of my mentorship and the self-development that I did every day, I was able to eventually move forward, just having myself in my CryoSkin machine. I eventually got my own space, and this is all happening within the space of 2019. I'm starting out in January. It's just me and a machine. February, I'm moving up into a bigger space, right? And so my revenue is growing, but my expenses are growing, So I started that business with $12,000. That was the only money that I had. I'd saved up all my money. And I started that business, and it cost me $12,000 to start the business. And I had no money coming in for at least 2 months. Okay, that was how I started. And that was November of 2018. So I made my first money in January of 2019. And I got really pumped, because when money starts coming in, you start to feel excited, right? So I was grinding 14 hours a day for 2 months with 0 money coming in. And so January was the first time I actually made money in my medical spa. And at that time, it wasn't a medical spa. It was just me and my CryoSkin machine, right? So February rolls around, and I decided I was going to reach out for mentorship and leadership. And in other industries, not network marketing, you have to pay for mentorship. You have to pay people money. Typically $50,000 to $100,000 for an hour of their time if they're successful enough. And so what I did is I was consistently just reaching out and looking for mentorship to help me grow my physical business, because I was so hungry and I really wanted to be successful and I wanted to make an impact. So fast forward to July of 2019, I grew my business enough to get my first real space, which is where I'm sitting in right now. It's 1,500 square feet. I had 10 employees from the time span of August until November. I hired a lot of different people and ended up with 10 amazing employees that worked very hard for me. And in December of 2019, our revenue was $220,000 that month. And so I spent a lot of time learning how to be great at sales and how to be great at marketing and how to run a business. And I ran into a lot of walls. I hit my head a bunch of different times. And I really must say that the joy of seeing people who work for me get a paycheck was really what lit my heart on fire. And I was always really afraid to hire people because it costs a lot of money. You know, people, no matter what happens during the business, you literally have to pay their payroll every single week. It's non-negotiable. You know, you've got the federal government looking to you. You've got W-4s. This is serious. This is not an option, you know. It doesn't matter how well your business did that week either. You still have to make payroll. So it's a lot of pressure, a lot of liability. And so I really found myself very passionate about seeing them succeed. So that's really what started to transform me last year. And I do want to say that I've been in the network marketing space now for 2 years, and I was a customer. I'll just call myself a customer because I watched network marketing from afar, and I said, you know what, I love that, but I want to build something that is spotlights me and helps me to grow my own little, you know, industry, my own little thing in my space, right? Which is medical spas, it's aesthetics. And, you know, a booming industry that is projected to be a $22 billion industry by 2021 is now completely shut down. And I hope everybody hears me when I say that the entire industry is completely shut down. 93% of medical spas right now are completely shut down. So my business, you know, making $200,000 a month in revenue, I hope you guys can hear me when I say that. That's not, you know, that's not to say that's before, you know, payroll and expenses, you know, that's my gross. I still have $15,000 to $20,000 a week in expenses every single week as a business owner. So it feels really good, right, to be a business owner and to make a lot of revenue, but you have a lot of risk there, a lot of liability. And so just to give you guys a little bit more perspective, I don't know if any of you follow Grant Cardone, but he is a pretty big influencer in the social media world. He's got $2 billion worth of real estate. He's very successful. He's built a very huge brand, events and marketing and sales boot camps and a lot of different education, scaling your business, growing your business. Well, I dived into his world last year and I took it all the way to the top. And so I invested a lot into his world, and eventually with the training and all the knowledge that I learned, they actually decided to feature me on stage at Growth Conference in Las Vegas. And so for the first time in my life in February, I was on stage in front of almost 13,000 people. Talking about my success in my medical spa. And it's a pretty humbling thing to speak on stage in front of 13,000 people. And, you know, honestly, after that, I had hundreds of people coming up to me in the casinos because I'm walking through the casino to get to my hotel rooms. And it would take me sometimes an hour to get from where I was at to my room because of how many people would stop me and just tell me how thankful they were that I got on stage. And it had me thinking, like, I'm not impacting enough people with what I'm doing in my business. And I was thinking this in February before coronavirus ever showed its ugly face, right? I'm thinking, like, I'm confined to the four walls of my business, you know, and my passion, which is what I write down in my goals every single day. I write down that I inspire millions of people every single day to be empowered, to take action, to make great money and change their lives and their families' lives. And that's what I write in my goals. And I started to think how, you know, all these people coming up to me, literally hundreds of people walking up to me in the casinos, and they're like, please share with me how you did it. And I'm like, I can, but you're in construction. I don't know how to relate to you, and I can't show you how to get there in construction, right? And so finally, like I was saying, it's very humbling to come from that, you know, and just to see how many people are dying for somebody to speak into their life and to help them make money and break out of the walls that they're living in, you know. It's humbling to come back home and get told by the federal government that you have to shut your business down. And that was the first time in my life that I finally discovered what my why was. Because like I said, I've been in network marketing for 2 years. And the one thing that I could never figure out, and I would pray. I'd say, God, I just need you to show me what my why is, because I know I could do big things in network marketing, you know, and I really couldn't find a why, to be honest with you. I was pulling in, you know, $45,000, $60,000 a week in revenue. And I was like, I don't really think I need network marketing right now. And now here, and I know it's funny. I know it's funny because I know a lot of business owners can relate to me. And so what I'm doing here today is I'm showing you guys perspective, because I think sometimes We forget how golden of an opportunity this is, because no federal government can tell us to stop doing our Viseo business. I am sitting here in my 1,500 square foot building and there's no clients in here, and I'm running a business. It's just not the one the government told me not to run.
That's cool. So you came in, and what was your secret to success when you got started? I mean, what did you do?
So I had to get out of my own way.
Week?
I literally had to get out of my own head, because I'm the system in Beach's Cryoskin. I'm the system. I created the system. I figured it all out. It took me a long time, but with Viseo, the system is everything. So I humbled myself and I said, just follow the system, Corinn. So I watched the training like 15 times and I just told myself, speed is your friend, speed is your friend. And all I did is I sent the text, I made the calls. I said, listen, I'm in a hurry. Listen, in order to really fully live out the system, you really do have to go kind of fast, because you can't sit there for 20 minutes thinking about making a phone call and then pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm in a hurry. You're not really in a hurry. So it's important that if you're reading that script, the amazing, beautiful scripts that Francoise and Ricky Untermeyer, the Black Diamonds, have created for us on UCrew Nation, when you're reading that script, it's super important that you realize you should be in a hurry, because that matters. Because if you're calling somebody, you should be in a hurry because you have a business to build. You know, and the faster you go, the faster you can find your aces. Like Mario was just saying, I think that's the most important thing, is to just remember, we're not convincing people. We're showing them and then letting them decide what they want to do, you know, because this isn't sales. This is opportunity. This is showing and sharing. And so when I was able to mentally flip that switch and just realize that my list of people, which I was going to show you guys just my list for today, because I'm going after 30 no's a day. Okay, so this is my list for today. So this notebook right here, it has 30 lines in it. So I write down the people that I'm going to call, and then I sit there and I turn the switch on in my brain that says, Corinn, this isn't your job to explain anything to them. This isn't your job to overshare or break down what CBD is. It is your job to say, hey, this may or may not be for you, but just give it 30 minutes. It's worth your time. So when do you have time? I know we're busy right now. I'm busy. You're busy. When's the time that you have 30 minutes to take a look?
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
And that's the system, and that's gold.
I appreciate you sharing, because, you know, I firmly believe that you're going to have just an unbelievable career here with Viseo. First and foremost, because you're doing things for the right reason. You know, your heart is in the right place. You know, we have talks. We've had multiple talks already in just a week about how can I do right by my people? How can I help them to succeed? And really, we always just come back to just teach them the system, become just fanatical about the system, because the system is where duplication is. And where duplication is, that's where regular, everyday, average people have the ability to just have the success. And so I thank you so much for sharing your story. I know you've got a call here in about 6 minutes that you've got coming in. So good luck with that. And thanks again. Appreciate you, girl.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Awesome. So guys, as we close, I'm going to just share a couple of things with you and then we'll be done. Okay. So let me get back over here and share the screen and just let you know what we've got going on this week. Okay. So are we back? Can you guys see the screen okay? Awesome. Yes, be a sorter. So here we go. So this upcoming Tuesday at 6:30, we've got the UCrew Nation team training. I will be doing that 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. And I'm going to be cooking up something really good for you guys to have all your team members on that as well. And so we can understand where we're going, what we're doing. Now, also on Thursday, okay? Thursday, Saturday, and I haven't added it here, but Monday, I believe as well. We're going to be doing those Zooms. So instead of me doing a Zoom every single day at 4 Pacific, 7 Pacific, the reason I do that is because 4 Pacific is 7 Eastern. So it gives my East Coast people the ability to have a 7 o'clock Zoom. And then I still have a Zoom for our folks on the West Coast. You guys can go to either one. But instead of me doing that every single day, what we're going to do is we're going to commit to our connect call strategy. We're going to commit to having connect calls all day, every day, right? And then what happens is you leverage the the Thursday, Saturday, or Monday Zoom that I do to help people to make their decision. So that's kind of like the close, because people need to visually see, they have all of the success stories, so they gain social proof. So what we found is people who are hitting the phones hard and scheduling connect calls all week, they, you know, let's say Tuesday and Wednesday, which are the first days of our week, You put them on the Thursday to close if need be. Then Friday and Thursday and Friday into Saturday to close if need be. And then Saturday, Sunday into Monday if need be to close. So then remember also on Sunday nights, actually tomorrow, we've got life lessons with Mr. Dallin Larson, our CEO and founder. And so with that being said, I thank you guys so much for taking some time out of your Saturday for some training and to sharpen the axe. Go out there, guys, act accordingly, have that fire in your belly, and go out there and change the world. Literally, we need it, okay? Talk to you soon, guys.